Hey y'all, so today I'm sharing 5 unique ways to make money for your nonprofit. Want to hear about them? Let's get into it. Hey y'all, this is Tiffany with Boss on a Budget. I help people start their nonprofit. So if you need help starting, but most importantly, if you need help raising money for your nonprofit, then make sure you're subscribed to this channel because I drop videos every single week. So today I wanted to do a quick video to share some fundraising ideas for your nonprofit that are more low-key, they're unique ways, and they're easy ways you can make money that you don't really have to think about. And as always, if you are a new nonprofit founder and you're struggling to make money to get started with your nonprofit, make sure you check out this video that I linked above. It helps you think through your startup funding strategy and figure out where to look for funding. But these ideas that I'm sharing today are more easy, low impact ways you can bring in money for your nonprofit. So you definitely should have an overall strategy for raising money for your nonprofit, but you should have multiple ways. There should be some primary strategies that you use, and these would be your secondary strategies that you would use. Stay tuned to the end of the video because I just have a caveat that everyone needs to know when they're using strategies like the ones I'm suggesting today, because you want to make sure that you're still in compliance with the IRS and you're doing things the right way. Also, this is general information. I can't speak to your specific nonprofit. You have to weigh the options and whether or not these are the best options for you, whether or not it makes the most sense for your nonprofit. But I am providing the information just so you are aware of what's available and what's out there. All right, let's get into it. The first one is eBate or rebate programs. So you probably have seen commercials that talk about, okay, if you buy something online or you buy something in the store, you get a rebate for it. So there are actually companies that if you sign up for them, once you shop at any store that's signed up in their little network, you get money for every purchase that you make. So you don't have to do anything different than what you've already done. You just make purchases, but make sure that you have their add-on your website or let them know you've made a purchase in person. Then you can submit your information and get credit for that purchase. So you may have heard of companies like Rakuten. I'll have the spelling down in the description box below, or Ibotta. They all have funny names, so I'll make sure that I put them down in the description box. And also, I'm recording this in about the fall of 2021. So these companies may change, they may shift, new ones may come out. But the general idea is that there are programs out there that if you buy something, you can get ebates or rebates for them, and it's very simple. So if you're making a lot of purchases for your nonprofit, if you have to buy a lot of program materials, if you have to buy a lot of equipment, you can get 1, 2, sometimes 5 or 10% back on purchases that you make. There are obviously limits, but if you do a lot of purchasing, then you can make money that way. But also you can extend this to your board members. So every time that they purchase, they can make money on their own individual accounts, and maybe you have an agreement that you all donate whatever you make back from that rebate program. There's so many different ways you can spend this, but I just wanted to offer this as the first unique option for making money for your nonprofit. Number 2 is a roundup campaign. So have you ever been to like a grocery store or maybe like TJ Maxx or Marshall's, and people ask if you want to round up your donation to donate to a local nonprofit? So it's the same kind of thing. You could reach out to a local corporation and have an agreement that they offer the ability for their consumers to round up their purchases, and then the difference is given and donated to your nonprofit. Now, this is strictly based on relationships, so I don't suggest that you just go online and look for roundup campaigns. A lot of what you're going to do with nonprofit fundraising and starting your nonprofit is all relationship based. So start with companies that you frequent a lot or you use their services a lot, and go talk to the manager or the general manager and start a conversation about how you may be able to partner together. Just remember that it has to be something in it for that corporation or for that organization as well. But maybe the organization wants to get the benefit of looking like the good guy because they're donating to local nonprofits. So that's still a value to them, but you have to make sure that they're getting some kind of value as a part of working with you, okay? So that's another option that you may want to consider, doing a roundup campaign so that when people regularly purchase in a local store, the difference goes directly to your nonprofit. The third unique low-key way to make money for your nonprofit is through an Amazon Smile program or through something similar. So the way Amazon Smile works is that you can sign up and attach a nonprofit to your account. And every time you make purchases, if eligible, part of the percentage of that purchase can go to a nonprofit. Now, it's very similar to what I talked about with the eBay program, but the difference here is that it's only for a specific company. And the reason why I'm calling out Amazon is because Amazon is huge. There are other companies that may have similar programs like this, but Amazon Smile is by far one of the most prominent. I also just want to put out there that I know that people have philosophical issues with Amazon and with its founder, Jeff Bezos. So again, these are suggestions. You do not have to use the company. You do not have to use these options. But again, this is a way for you to get your mind thinking about other ways to bring in money than traditional fundraising strategies that you may have been considering. All right, so the fourth idea is print on demand services. So what is print on demand? That's basically companies that will print things for you and sell them for you. So maybe you have a mug or maybe you have a t-shirt that you'd like to sell, but you don't necessarily want to be the one with all the inventory. Maybe you don't have the space and you don't have the capability to, process orders and ship orders. You just don't have the time for that. Well, what print on demand companies will do for you is handle all of the logistics stuff for you. So all you have to do is connect their ordering system to your website. So when people want to purchase a t-shirt from you or people want to purchase a mug from you, then you connect them to that website. You usually will have an account through that print on demand service. And then the person will just interface with them. The money, they will collect the money for you. You'll get payouts from the company and they'll ship and handle all of the customer service and all of that for you. Now, obviously, if they're doing all that work, they're going to take a cut of it, but it's still a good way to make a profit. You can make at least $5 on every sale or every purchase, and that's a great way to make money low key. So I have another video called Earned Income Ideas for Nonprofit. And as a part of that video, I have a freebie where I give examples of 50 earned income ideas. And as a part of those 50, this was one of the ideas that I mentioned because it's a way you can earn money instead of having to depend on contributions or grants. So it's a great option to make money for your nonprofit where you're not dependent on just the traditional ways of making money. So if you download that freebie, you'll see me explain it and talk about it and give different options for print on demand companies. But this is definitely a great low-key way to make money. If your potential donors or your supporters are really into t-shirts or really into great sayings or things like that or slogans, then it could be a great way to make money for your nonprofit. All right, so the last unique idea is credit card rewards. So do you know that with certain credit card companies, they have such great rewards that they can give to you for purchasing, right? So not only are you, if you have like a rebate program that I talked about at the top of the video, you can get a rebate and money back for the purchase. But if you use a credit card for the purchase, then you'll get reward points for the credit card. And based on those reward points, you can pay for hotel stays for your company, pay for travel expenses, pay for office supplies. So you may not get it in actual cash, but it's still of great value, right? Everybody needs pens and paper and equipment for your nonprofit. And by leveraging and using those credit card points, you can absolutely help pay for or help share the burden of the cost of what it takes to run your nonprofit. So you should think through if having a credit card is the best decision for your nonprofit, whatever phase you're in, consider using a credit card company that has great rewards attached to their credit cards. So I have some suggestions down below in the description box of credit cards that you may want to check out that have great reputations for good reward programs. Also in the description box, I have examples of the companies that I mentioned in this video, like Rakuten and Ibotta. So just make sure you check them out. I have all the links down there for you so you can do your own research and figure out if it's the best idea for your nonprofit. Now, I promised at the end of this video just to share a caveat of something you need to be aware of when you're making money this way. All right. So these ideas that I suggested today are low-key, unique ways that may not necessarily have to do anything with your mission, right? You getting a rebate back and getting cash just because you made a purchase has really nothing to do with your mission. Now, you have to report that income to the IRS because the IRS wants to know if you're making money in any way that does not align with your mission. They want to know. And it's completely okay to do that, but you have to document it correctly on your 990 tax form. And you need to be careful that the amount of money that you're making through these more non-traditional, unique ways that don't align with your mission, that they don't overshadow the charitable work that you're doing. Because if the IRS determines that the percentage of time or effort you're spending on these activities versus your charitable work is unbalanced, then you may risk losing your tax exempt status. So that's why it's always important to have a good accountant on your team to help you track this information the correct way and report it the correct way so you don't risk losing your 501c3 status. So I hate to end on a somber note, but I want to tell you this. Make sure you try at least one of these strategies, and you don't have to be a nonprofit to be able to leverage these. I use these strategies for my own business. So make sure you check out at least one and just let me know in the comments below if you did and what your experience was like. Thank you so much for watching. Look, if you need help from me, you want to talk to me, you can visit me at www.bossonabudget.com and you can schedule time to talk. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.